Hello guys, Revolver here. This is a new little series I'm starting where I plan to analyze a game I've played and try to, point out what I do good, what my team do good, and what we can do better. For this particular game I play Nautilus jungle. I don't jungle that often, and this game is pretty good on my part, so I thought it was a good game to pick for this new series I'm starting. Anyways, starting off at blue buff as usual, getting a smiteless pull from our bot lane, and if we take a look at our team, we've got a Jace and a Nautilus. This essentially means that we want to have these kind of Baron dances and soft tower pushes and that kind of stuff, so we can keep poking them and then engage them when they're low. And I make sure to tell this to my team. Now, as I start blue buff and get a smiteless, I will be moving straight ahead to red buff, and from there on I will just gank top. Now here's an interesting part. We see Riven ganking with half HP. I simply auto-attack her to get my passive off, I follow up with an E, and then follow up with a hook. From there on we can I flash onto Shen and we get a second kill. Two mistakes here. Number one, Riven ganked a lane with half HP. That is not very good because you're so susceptible to counter ganking or turns or whatever. And besides, she should have known I started blue buff as Nautilus and I would gank top at level 3. This is something she should have predicted, and she should definitely not have gone in there. The second thing she did wrong was that she didn't flash away at all. If she had flashed, I wouldn't have been able to flash onto Shen later on, so we would have gotten one kill. But now we got 2 kills, just thanks to her silly mistake. Very good gank. Now, for this next part, I decided to go bot lane because I see Draven is low and the opposing bot lane is also low. Now, I tried to sneak into the bush, but I get spotted by a minion, so I decided to just scare them off instead. By scaring them off, first of all, I deny them experience and last hits. They will have to go back, or they will have to take a risk and get a CS, and I will hook them, and I will get a flash, or I will get a kill, or an assist, or whatever. And also, by stalling the lane to allow Yana to get back, Draven has free farm for a few seconds and free experience, so just being there and showing your presence is very important as a jungler. And just because I didn't get a kill or an assist or a flash doesn't mean it was a fail of me to be there. Going back here, I grab Spirit Stone for extra sustain and for being able to upgrade it later on, and I get the Boots of Mobility, Boots of Mobility, to allow me to move faster around the map and also to have nicer ganks. From here on, I decide to camp bot lane, or rather just wait at bot lane, because I want to gank this lane. And what I do is I patiently await them to do a mistake or an engage, and that is exactly what is going to happen. If you look carefully here, Draven and Yana is baiting, very good, and Leona engages. I do a fail hook, but I'm able to get an auto attack in to get my passive up. I use my E to slow her, and from there on it's just easy kill, and I let Draven have the kill. So, very successful gank, and we got what we came for. Now, mid is pinging, so what I do is I go stand in a bush here to make sure that Jan and Draven are safe, because I know that I can handle Fist without any problem. Luckily Fist doesn't even show up, so it's not a big deal. Next up, I see an opportunity to hook Caitlyn, and I do so. But she flashes away and Shen uses his ultimate. We simply disengage, and nothing more about that. Basically what they wasted now was a flash, a Shen ultimate, Shen lost CS and experience top, and we get a few extra hits on the tower. So that was incredibly worth for us. Next up, there is another opportunity bot. Draven manages to get a kill on Caitlyn, and Leona charges in to a rescue, but in vain because I'm there to CC her down and get another kill for Draven. Now that we got the bot lane off the map, we proceed to go dragon. We feel safe in doing so because first of all we've all got CC and disengage. We've got okay health, it's not way too risky, we can get out if we need to. And Riven is only level 5, so if she chose to go in, it wouldn't be the end of the world, so it's a little risk taking this Drake, but it works out in the end, so it's not really a big deal. And yeah, first Drake for purple team, so that is great. I'm going back and I get a half gold, no, sorry, not half gold, ruby crystal to get the, what's it called, the tanky jungle item, and I pick up a ward. Now I'm going into the blue buff. It is fairly safe for me to be here right now. Bot lane is going to push, or rather our bot lane is going to push because their bot lane is dead. I have an advantage in pinging for Nautilus, so she knows that I'm going for blue buff before Fizz does. So if Riven comes, then I will have assistance from Nautilus before he has assistance from Riven in an optimal scenario. And besides, I'm ahead of Riven right now, so it's not a big deal. I see an opportunity top and I ping for Jace to go. I'm sure to get an auto attack off and my slow. I tank the tower a bit too long. I barely make it out alive. I'm trying to save Jace here, and I'm kind of screwed here. What I try to do is I try to throw my anchor at the wall and then proceed to flash over the wall, but unfortunately I didn't have flash up as I noticed while in the middle of the air, so I couldn't do much. So far 1 for 1, but luckily our Jace knows what he's doing, so it ends up 2 for 1, and in the end it was worth it. Going back to base, I get the CDR upgrade from Ruby Crystal to work towards the tank jungler item. Right now we're ahead. Unfortunately Draven is getting owned bot, but we're still so far ahead, and in particular bot lane because of all the kills they've gotten. So that wasn't too big of a deal. Right now I'm just seeing what I can do bot. Maybe we can try to get a flash or something like that. I'm moving forward. I get a Yana shield for some extra AD and tankiness. Trying to see what I can do on Leona, but Shen wastes his ultimate and I can simply disengage from my Q. I ping Jace to get the top turret as soon as he can, and this is what he does too. Shen hasn't had much of an impact on this game, partly because we've been so good at disengaging the few times he's used his ultimate, and that is really what counters Shen. You know, if he wastes his ultimate like that, then Jace or the current top lane gets so much free farm and whatever. So that is how we want to handle Shen in, you know, the best case scenario. Now, what was going on here? I thought I could kill Leona. I overestimated damage of my ultimate, and I really should have switched target to Caitlyn while she was in range. But I kind of went retard there, so we weren't able to get any kills off of it. But I mean, it could have been worse. So what happens here is that Riven and Caitlyn are pushing bot. I'm a little afraid to go in. I wait for my team to see if we can do anything. Luckily I ward the Tribush because I'm afraid that they will get a dive on me in case I didn't ward that, and watch that. Leona is coming. I know that my team is coming, so I simply go in on her. Luckily for her, she flashes just before I'm able to land my my anchor, so we don't get anything off of it, but we were able to get a flash. Next up I'm going to pick up blue for our Nautilus, and I know that Fizz is coming, but for some reason, and I don't know why, I don't smite blue buff. That is incredibly retarded, and I still have, you know, regrets every night. I barely can sleep because of it, but for some reason Fizz, I don't know what he does really. He tries to make some kind of escape, but he doesn't succeed, and we get the blue buff back to our AD carry, and we get a kill, so it wasn't a big deal, but I definitely should have smited it in that situation. Grabbing golems to get a few, well, I mean, some extra gold before I return home, and same thing goes for Braves. Going back with my fresh gold and getting an Emblem of Valor. I see Draven is in trouble bot lane, being chased by Fizz, so I try to go there and scare him off by hooking, but I managed to or rather Fizz manages to avoid my hook, and my presence scares Fizz off. I see Nautilus closing in on the ring, so I decide to follow them and see if she can land a spear or something. And here we see her landing a spear on Leona, and I'm ready to flash down, but I choose to wait because I know that Leona can see me, so I just wait. But she lands a spear on Caitlyn, and that's it for me. I'm going straight in, using my ultimate, but she is quickly gone and used barrier, so I switch targets to Fizz. He receives a Shen ultimate right here, and we quickly nuke him down, so it wasn't much of use for him. Nautilus lands a perfect spear on Leona and continues to get Caitlyn as well, so that is 3 kills for us and a Drake after that. So great play so far. Our team is doing great. Their bot lane is behind ours, Shen is behind Jace, and not too sure right now, but I think, or rather I'm fairly sure that Nautilus is not only better than Fizz but also ahead of him. We also grab the Drake there, so now we're even further ahead. Jace grabs the turrets, and we are doing very good right now, and what we need to do now is to not throw the game. This is the classic thing in solo queue, and I'll get into some points later where you're able to throw game. Yeah, we'll see later about that. Bot lane just got Caitlyn, and I randomly face checked this bush to find a lonely Leona, and I'm trying my best to do some deeps. I miss my anchor by a tiny inch, so we used the tide to take the tower instead, and meanwhile the other lanes are pressuring mid. I mean our top and bot are pressuring mid, so this is very great right now because we're so far ahead. We can pressure 2 lanes at the same time and not have to worry about getting caught out. In particular now that Leona is B and Caitlyn is dead, so they can't really do much. Seeing as stuff is happening mid lane, we can simply get the turret because it'll take some time before they get here, and Caitlyn and Leona are not really threats right now, so we don't have to worry about them engaging on us. So we grab the turret and then we move as quickly as we can to mid lane to get that Shen, because he is not where he belongs and we need to send a message to him to get the hell out of our mid lane. We see a lonely Fizz here in mid lane. We chase him, and for some reason he tries to juke us. I am not sure why. I simply use my owl attack to get my passive off, and he's a dead fish. I land a very nice hook onto Caitlyn. I use my ultimate to get closer, or rather to not let her get away, and we get another kill. Following that kill, we're 3 people mid right now. We are just trying to get what we can, try to poke the tower down a bit. We're not too scared of them right now. Their only damage that we see right now is Riven, and he's not really a threat. Jace is poking as good as he can. I'm trying to get an engage on, but we decide to just keep pushing and keep doing what we're doing because it obviously works out. So now with some reinforcements from Yana and Raven, we've got 4 people mid, they've got 3 people mid, we've got Nautilus on the back who can poke and throw those spears out, and we see an opportunity, we go in, we keep going as far as we can. Shen taunts away, I land my auto attack passive onto Leona, and I move out of the team because I have a Fizz ultimate on me, and we proceed to get the tower. What follows here is a fail anchor, and I flash in to get Fizz, but I'm not able to get him, and I tank the turret for way too long. Caitlyn can just DPS me all alone, she uses her ultimate, I've nowhere to go, so that was not worth it at all. Shen uses his ultimate once again to a waste, they get nothing out of it, and our team just keeps applying pressure mid, and yeah. I buy some new items, I get the Aegis of the Legion, and I'm starting to work towards getting the Bulwark too. In general, a very great item because if you count all the stats it gives you and your team and divide that by the amount of gold it costs, it's incredibly worth. And by the way, we got 2 kills here, so we can safely push the turret, and everything's looking great right now. Now, we have 2 choices right now. Either we go back and farm a bit, everyone goes B, get some new items, gets full HP and mana, and we can go back to what we're doing, just pushing lanes, poking, and trying to find opportunities to engage on. Or what we could do, we could go Baron, and going Baron right now is not worth in my opinion, because doing Baron right now allows them a chance to do a comeback. If they secure the Baron buff, you know, just the jungler, you know, smiting the Baron or whatever, means they get a chance to come back. And if this were a tight game where both teams were even, doing Baron right now would put us so far ahead. But right now we are already ahead, so we don't really need Baron before it's 100% safe to do Baron. Here an opportunity arises to get a team fight going. The enemy team is overextending by far, and I'm not quite sure why they're this far out, because I mean this is gold elo, and I really think you should have, you know, come on. I think that was pretty silly. We get a free inhibitor and a kill, so they can't really do much in this situation. They have to let us get the inhibitor. Fizz tries to do something ballsy, but our CC just gets him quickly, and there's not much more to that. What happens next is something that I really think you viewers should learn. I ping my team to, you know, get bot lane, get the tower bot lane, because right now what they're trying to do is staying mid and poking or something, and I don't really see the reason why, because we definitely won't get the what's it called, the Nexus turrets, because they're way too far in and we really can't get them. Our team, which I don't represent in this situation, what they want right now is just more kills. We are not here in this game for kills, we're here to take objectives and win the game. And look at that, someone got caught out. I was pretty pissed off at this moment, because I know that I was right. We shouldn't have been mid, there was nothing to get mid. So I really know why they stay. But yeah, I see Yan in a bit of trouble, so I move up, but it looks fine, so I instead go back to bottom because I see Jace in trouble. And he's lucky I was here, because I barely managed to save him. And yeah, this is the thing about overextending and, you know, going for kills, being greedy. It's such a... I really don't understand what's up with people. You shouldn't go for kills, or don't greed. Things will come when they are supposed to come. Don't stress it out. Right now my item's looking great. I've got my bulwark, I've got a giant's belt for some extra HP, and now for some reason my team decides to go mid once again, and what happens? Can you guess what is going to happen right here? I'm going to give you a wild guess, or rather I'm going to give you a clue. Someone dies in our team. Yes, it's Jace. Riven goes all in, we try to peel for him, but we're not able to save him, and he goes down. We're not able to get Riven, I have to use my ultimate to get Caitlyn out, and we barely managed to escape without losing any more. Please viewers, my dear viewers and subscribers, please don't be greedy, for God's sake. Oh. Anyways, I'm grabbing some extra farm here while we're not doing anything. We have to wait for Jace before we do any hard engages again. We're moving towards bot lane, and this is like a dream come true for me. So we're closing in on Riven. Gonna see what we can do. I'm doing a fail hook, but I couldn't do it much better because there was a minion blocking it. But now we're finally in position to push the bot lane, where there are first of all, there's a low turret and there are objectives to take. So now we're in a good position. Draven is really ballsy here. He barely manages to grab the kill on Fizz. I'm about to back off, but he flashes out in the last second, so I'm going to be a hero and I'm going to save his life. He's very lucky. I've got 3 people on me, but due to a good anchor and a nice flash plus that E of Draven manages to get me out. So it was all good, but yeah, I like being ballsy, but that could have been much worse than it turned out. Luckily our Nautilus and Jan are pushing top lane, so they've got a turret and they're pushing the inhibitor now. This is great job by them, and I really appreciate having a team that finally does something good, you know. This is also something to take experience from. If I have 3 people chasing me and Draven on bot lane, you can safely push the top lane without having to worry about them coming for you, because 2 people are not going to be much trouble for you, and those 3 people won't get there in time until you have backed off, so there's nothing to worry about. And that is the same thing like when Shen used his ultimate to get to bot lane. I told Jace to push top lane because right now he can push all he wants, and that is exactly what he does in this game, which is why we get the advantage we want. I'm thinking about doing Baron, but something happens and Nautilus gets on a 1v1 with Fizz. I'm trying to get there. Nautilus almost jumps into the fish there, I think. Thanks to my CC we get him, and Nautilus uses a beautiful spear here. I don't know why I tried to ultimate a Fizz with E, but it worked out in the end, and here we go, Baron time. Why do we go Baron right now? Well, we've got 2 lanes pushing. We've got... okay, actually we didn't have inhibitor mid lane. We've got, say, 1.5 lanes pushing, and right now they don't have the vision they need. I know that for certain because I haven't seen a support here or any player of that kind with a ward on them in the latest like 15 minutes, I don't know. We don't have to worry about them taking this one. I can fail smite all I want. There's nothing to worry about. Riven is trying to go in, which is exactly what he should do in this situation. I land a beautiful anchor and we get the kill on Riven. And from here on out it's GG, we win the game. The music used in this video can be found in the description below. Make sure you check the guys out because they make awesome music, and I really appreciate, you know, having that extra source of music, because it always comes in handy with all the copyright issues that always arises with YouTube and stuff like that. If you enjoyed watching this movie, please press the like button below and share the video so more people can see it, and yeah, do subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.